On 27th April 2022, the fifth day of our tour of Turkey, we were picked up from the Lavender Cave Hotel in Cappadocia at 4:30 a.m. for our pre-arranged hot air balloon ride by the Voyager company over the Cappadocian valleys with full of fairy chimneys. It was still dark and biting cold as we reached the base, where about 150 balloons were being inflated with burners connected to LPG cylinders and riders waiting to board the basket. Our balloon had a capacity of about 30 people. The basket was divided into small cubicles. Each cubicle could accommodate 3 to 4 persons. There were 4 cubicles on each side beside a large central compartment. The central compartment was occupied by the pilot and co-pilot with the LPG cylinders and the equipment. It was a Herculean task for some people to climb into the basket.
This morning, and there is several important points for you. If you do well, that's no problem, okay? And the first point, after this time, don't go out or don't jump out. And the second important point, when we are going to finish time, landing time, on next time you have to take one position, okay? We call landing position. On next time, you must turn this side, body and face this side, and you can find in front of you there is yellow ropes. You can hold the ropes, not a stand up, look, not a stand up, not a sit down, like a ski position, like a horse reading position, because when we touch the ground, 1, 2, 3 times to stop, on next time it will be suspension, okay? I show you, let's do one practice, and let's go, okay? I hold the rope like this, and little down like this. This is the landing position, okay?
When the balloon was fully inflated, it was released by untying the ropes by the ground staff, and the balloon started slowly rising. Sun had not risen yet. 150 glowing balloons all around was a spectacular sight in the twilight. The rock formations that have made Cappadocia one of the most popular destinations in Turkey emerged due to a geological process that began millions of years ago. Ancient volcanic eruptions blanketed the region in thick ash, which later solidified into a soft rock called tuff. When the natural forces of wind and water caused erosion, only the harder elements were left behind to form the fairy chimneys that can be seen today, stretching as far as 130 feet into the sky. During the Roman period, persecuted Christians fled to Cappadocia and soon came to the realization that tuff was a useful, malleable material. The inhabitants set about building a network of handmade caves, living quarters, churches, stables, and storehouses, all dug into the soft rock. Once a refuge, the inspiring carved rocks of Cappadocia are now a tourist destination where hot air balloon tours allow visitors to gaze down upon this UNESCO World Heritage Site. Some of the cave dwellings have also been converted into boutique hotels where cave rooms offer comfort with cozy fireplaces and gorgeous views. The longest river in Turkey, the Kızılırmak, also called Red River due to the soil that colored the water, is 1,182 kilometers long and could be seen from the airborne balloon. With the wind blowing onto the open basket, it was biting cold, but we were well protected with jackets and head covers. The intermittent flame that went up from the burners to produce hot air gave some warmth, which was a welcome respite. The maximum height the balloon rose was 1,700 meters above mean sea level. From that height, the vehicles which were flying and people walking on the road looked so tiny. Half an hour into the air, the sun slowly rising at the eastern horizon, the silhouettes of the fairy chimneys all around were another spectacular sight. Riding in a hot air balloon is peaceful, it's whimsical, and not as scary as some may think. From a statistical point, hot air ballooning is the safest form of all air travel and rarely involved in aviation crashes. In fact, you are more likely to be injured driving a car than flying in an airplane or hot air balloon. Balloons do not fly in rain or storms. Unlike aircraft, a balloon cannot fly away from storms. The temperature of the balloon can reach 100 degrees Celsius, and rain falling on the balloon cools it and the hot air inside. Hot air balloons don't have steering wheels, but hot air balloon pilots use the wind direction and speed at different heights in order to steer the balloon. Hot air balloon pilots control their ascent and descent but can't steer the balloon in a different direction without changing altitude. French brothers Jacques and Joseph Montgolfier, the local paper manufacturers in the town of Alchemy in southern France noticed that when they burned paper, the ashes floated up into the air. They thought that the heat and smoke from the flame had a special lifting power, and they set their minds to inventing a craft that could capture the heat and smoke and lift them off the ground. It is recorded that on the 4th of June 1973, the first large-scale balloon flight was launched by the Montgolfier brothers from Annonay, France. It was reported in a Paris newspaper on the 10th of July as having been witnessed by many people. The report says that the balloon was about 36 feet long and 16 feet high and about as wide. On landing about 7 to 8 minutes after takeoff, the globe was destroyed by peasant workers who believed that the moon was falling from the sky. This was the beginning of modern day hot air ballooning.
Alo. Dinliyorum abi.
At one point, our balloon came face to face with another one. So the pilot of our balloon raised the balloon further up and passed over the other one. After exactly 1 hour and 1 minute flight, we landed smoothly and safely on plain ground. The balloon was again lifted slightly to land on a trailer which arrived soon after landing. It was secured by the ground staff and the balloon was dismantled from the basket for towing back.
Okay, come under the metal. Bunlar iğneye tapan adamlar yani anca.
Which company is this?
Voyager balloons.
Okay.
This is the one of the biggest company because they have a fabric, balloon fabric. They have a school.
How many balloons they own?
Our company
Yeah,
20.
20 balloons.
20 balloon. Our company.
Ah.
Total balloon. 150. 150.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, my friend, my crew help you to go out slowly. Don't drop, okay?
Okay.
They will help you, no problem.
Say your name again.
Fatih. Fatih. Voyager balloon Fatih.
Okay, thank you, thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
A small celebration with sparkling wine followed. Later, each rider was provided with a certificate. The hot air balloon ride certainly was once in a lifetime experience. Its memory will be cherished for a long time to come.